Greetings. Today we're going to have a video. And that video is about my Grandtan Addmotor bike trike here, electric trike. So I'm going to kind of go over it and explain a few things and tell you a little bit how I use it, and we're going to look at all the parts and see how well they've all held up for the last almost 12 months now. Before we get started though, I probably should tell you a little bit about how I got the bike and where it's located and our weather conditions, because our weather conditions affect the trike itself. You know, whether or not we have any rust problems or other problems or electrical problems or whatever. So I'll explain all that to you. So come along. First thing I'd like to say is that I live in Sitka, Alaska. Weather 10, maybe 15 degrees cooler the year round than Seattle, Washington. Now, you know, Seattle's famous for its rain. We get twice as much. We get about 90 to 100 inches of rain a year. Snow, some years we get a lot, other years we don't. So one of the big things for us, of course, is you buy a product and you use it outside in the rain a lot. You're dealing with rust and you're dealing with other maintenance problems. We get a little bit of snow starting about, after Thanksgiving. We get a little bit of snow and ice. Right around Christmas, I stop riding. Mainly because of the ice conditions. I wouldn't ride a bike, a trike, or anything on black ice. And so this trike, Addmotor trike, it sat for about 2 months, I think, inside my carport, open carport. And for a month or more, it was below freezing every day. So the first thing I'd like to say is that I was very impressed that this thing sat outside in freezing weather for over a month, and that battery never lost any power during that time. And yet my truck battery, which was only a year old, had to be recharged a couple of times. So I don't know how they build these batteries, but the one on this trike is very, very good. I'm in my mid-70s, and I'm disabled with a disease. It's called stiff person syndrome. Very similar to MS. Kind of a pain in the butt. Got so I couldn't walk very far again at all, maybe 100 yards now with a cane. So I took a look at assistive devices. Of course, I looked at electric wheelchairs and went, $10,000, $14,000? No way. I'm not a veteran, and nor anyone who would qualify for any of the free money that's out there. I had whatever I buy, I'd had to buy on my own. I took a look at some electric bikes. I hadn't ridden a bike since the 1960s, and I couldn't ride a bike. It just did not work. Not a full-size bike. Now I see they're coming out now with more low to the ground scooter type bikes. I might be able to ride one of those. And so then I started looking at trikes, and because I live on an island in southeast Alaska, where, you know, that way 90 miles is Juneau, and the only way to get there is to fly. And so there's no way I could have looked at a trike before I bought it. No way I could ride one before I bought one. So I did a lot of research on the internet, and I officially decided on the Addmotor, and I wanted a trike that was heavy and tough enough to go on gravel trails. Now I can Sitka has 15 miles of road and about 15 miles of standard bike trails, but we also have a lot of other trails that are gravel, like this one. This one here, from my house out is about 8-9 miles. And there's other places I could go where there's a lot of gravel, so I knew I would be doing a lot of, not really off-road trike riding, but I'd be rougher conditions than most people would experience. Plus, no matter where I go, unless I'm running along the beach somewhere on the main road, a lot up and down, lots of up and down. And so I decided to order the trike. Now, I paid, I think it was $2,700 for the trike. Now, if I lived in the lower 48, it would have been free shipping, I believe. But because I live on an isolated island in Alaska, I had to have it barged up and brought to my house in a great big crate, and so forth. And so I had to pay an extra $700 just to get the trike here. So I've got about, $3,500 invested in it. I got the trike and a bunch of accessories came with it, and we'll talk about those accessories a little later. And I've been making videos. I have been for years. Actually been making videos here in Sitka for 25 years. So I've got videos of me riding on a trike. I've got videos exploring the Sitka area, and I also do videos where I tell stories of some of my past experiences and trips. If you ever want to watch any, they're there. Plus the early videos I took when I first started using this trike. Now, like I said, this is going to be the about 12-month review. I will make a disclaimer that Addmotor had seen some of my videos, and they sent me an accessory gift, backpack type thing that goes on a bike or a trike. We'll talk about that later, but I want to make that clear. I did get something from Addmotor, okay? Other than that, I've paid everything myself. Like I was just mentioning, you know, I drive a lot of gravel roads. I'd say 50–60% of the time I'm on gravel. Now, as far as riding the bike, it took me a while to get used to it because it was more like driving a truck than riding a bicycle. I think it took me probably 4 or 5 hours to get comfortable with it. Like I said, I would not take it on ice. Now we've got some really, some nice knobby tires here, and I think I've ridden about 100 miles, maybe all total, maybe 110. But the tires are showing, no wear at all whatsoever. The other thing is I've gone over the trike the other day looking. I can't find any rust, which is very, very unusual for having a bicycle or anything, or a four-wheeler or anything here in Sitka, Alaska. After a year, even the stuff you pay a lot of money for and they say it won't rust, you can usually find a bolt or a screw or something that's rusted. I can find no rust on this trike, and it's always been essentially outdoors. It's been a covered area in a carport, but it's essentially been outdoors. And I've ridden it in the rain, and I haven't dried it off or anything. I just went onto the carport. There is no rust on this trike. It's built like a tank. Here, why don't we get the camera down here and we'll do some close-up work, and I'll show you exactly what's what's been going on and what works and what hasn't been working. People have asked me about this thing here. This is not a legal disabled permit. Oh, it is made in USA. I bought these. I bought 2 of them, one for the front, one for the back. Just to let people know that I am elderly and disabled. It is not legal as far as being a legal parking permit or whatever for the disabled. I just want to let people know who I was and what I was doing on the trail, because in the summertime we have a lot of tourists here, and a lot of them are riding rental e-bikes, and some of them go a little too fast. Anyway, as far as the brakes work, I've had to tighten them up a little bit. The mirrors work pretty good. Comes course with the basket. Now, I have you can see here a strap on it. It's a belly pack, so I put stuff in that all the time. You know, it might be nice to have an accessory that fits inside here that's a covered bag. But somebody told me I put my light on backwards. I'm gonna have to switch it around. Oh, yeah, because I live in Sitka, Alaska, we have brown bears and grizzly bears. Well, I'd say there's a brown bear, grizzly bear right now within a quarter mile of us, or a half mile at the most. So I gotta take my bear spray with it. I never had any trouble with any of them, but well, wife said, God take it. Anyway, like I said, I put stuff in here and use it, but it would be nice to have some kind of a cover on there. Well, and oh gosh, you know, you got a little bit of a, I guess that's about the second time I've used it. It came with this kind of a deal here. I guess you can hook things on here, accessories and stuff, maybe a cell phone, doodaddy. I really don't even own a cell phone, but my wife again makes me take one. I got one of these. She gives me this little flip phone here, mostly so if I'm missing or injured or dead, they could at least find my body, she says. That's what counts. Anyway, can't collect insurance without the body, I guess. Okay, it's got the Shimano shifter here. I always ride on either number 1, sometimes number 2. I do not. They claim that if I don't use this hardly at all, except turn it on. I have set the trike. You can set it for 20 miles an hour or 12, and because I'm on trails and rough areas and hills and stuff, I just keep it at 12. I don't, you know, I'm in my mid-70s. I don't need to speed down the road. Anyway, these are all the controls, which I use some, but not all. Yeah, the trike comes with some shocks here in the front, which works real well. And it was easy to put together. I don't use this platform, but, well, I guess I would use it if I needed it. They claim, you know, you can get about 10, maybe 12 miles on a battery if all you did was run on the battery. But, you know, that defeats my purpose. You know, if I wanted to run on a battery one, I'd just get an electric wheelchair or something. But this is for people who, you can't ride a bike anymore. So, but you don't want to go for a electric type wheelchair or anything like that, you still want to use your legs to pedal. These trikes are ideal for that. You can see here I got a second one of these on the back. And there are reflectors all over here and there. That said, the tires are holding up good. The battery I'm really impressed with. The seat is, you know, for a bicycle seat, it's pretty comfortable. It's not too bad. Sometimes when I'm riding and pedaling, I'll just stand up on the pedals and get my behind off here because it's getting sore, especially when I'm running long distances. You know, high quality pedals, even got reflectors on them. I've had no problems anywhere, any place. Oh, I got some, oh, I see what it is. I thought it was rust, but it isn't. What it is I had something up here setting, and it rusted and the water ran down there. Yeah, you can see it here. Rusty water. Anyway, you can adjust the seat. Works pretty good. So far, I have had no electrical problems. Everything seems to be well protected against the rain. Like I said, it's been outside in rainy weather. Covered, but outside. Anyway, what else can I tell you about this thing? Well, we should talk about some of any pitfalls. How about that? Pitfalls by riding. Like I said, it took a while to get used to the turning, you know, because I'm, you know, you think you're riding a bike when you first get on the thing, but you're not. And I did notice I had a couple of close calls where I was riding on a gravel flat like this, but there was a little bit of a hole. And if you're riding on the flat and your back wheel falls into the hole, it won't flip the trike over, but it'll give you a good scare. And I could see where it could actually throw a person off of the trike if they, you know, caught them off guard. So, you know, you kind of watch it going around a corner. If one tire in the back falls into a little bit of a hole and the other one doesn't, you got to watch out for it. Like I said, I'm no speedster, and I have no interest in racing or anything like that. Now there are a video of people, shall we say, riding these in the snow. In a flat area with an inch or two of snow, I wouldn't worry about it. But I would never try to ride this in snow with any hills. And I definitely would not try to ride this, or actually any electric bike, on ice. Other than that, it handles pretty good. As you can see, I have bungee cords on here, mainly because I'm carrying other gear with me. I got my expandable cane here if I have to take a walk. So far, this bag has held up pretty good. I mentioned that I had gotten a gift from Addmotor. They sent me this. This is the pack. Now I think it was designed for a bicycle. Yeah, zip it. Got places to hook onto a bicycle or some kind of a frame. it was a nice gesture, but because of the way it's designed, it is a dry bag. It's 100% waterproof. Got lots of side pockets, and it's got the shoulder straps and all that. But you know, it was a nice gesture, but I really can't use something like this. You know, I think I would rather, you know, they wanted to send me a gift. I'm buying an extra battery. I'm not too impressed with it. And, you know, even a nice bag for the front would have been nice. But this thing here is probably going to hang in my shed and stay there. I mean, I can't really use it as a regular backpack. I got my gloves in here. I got my tea in here. Now, some of the accessories that came with this thing, here again, this is cleaning and brushes and whatever. I think there's actually a device in there maybe to clean your chain. I haven't really used this either, you know. Getting a little warm out here. Oh, now so down jacket. A little waterproof whatever if I ever needed it. Can't have too many bungee cords. Tea. Another one of the, I guess, accessory gifts I got from Addmotor here. I'm not quite sure what it is or what I was supposed to do with it, but I guess you could put your keys in there or maybe your wallet, but I really don't use it. And I don't have a cell phone, so I don't need the fancy cell phone thing. I kind of just stuck these in here so I can show them to you. I started to have some problems with when my trike was sitting that long. And the brakes were starting to squeak. And I worked on them a little bit and they got better, but I still had a little bit of a squeak. So I ordered some of this stuff. And you put it on your brake disc down there. That's it there. And I just tried it today and it got rid of the squeak. And a guy came by on a bicycle and he had really bad squeaky brakes. And we put some on his bike. On his bike. Hey, it works. Oh, that's good coffee. Let's see what else we can find in here. They give you some little, I guess this goes on that bar on the front. I take a big rubber band with me if I need it. And then you get a bunch of tools. I guess everything you need. The little wrenches. I don't put it in a container or anything in case I want to reach it and hurry. Got it in a box. Oh! If I'm going to go out and sit somewhere, this stuff is great for sitting on. You keep your butt warm and you don't get wet. And here's my fix-it flap. It comes with a little tire pump I've never used. And I've got, in case I do go to the store or go somewhere, I've got a cable and a bike lock in case I need to lock it up. And I got a pair of binoculars in here, and extra gloves, and extra clothes. So, I'm real happy with this little, I don't know how long this stuff will last before the zipper rips out, but it is replaceable. Now, you are riding a trike. Well, what's nice, you know, you do have, 3 wheels in the back, but they're not any wider than the width of your handlebars here. So if your handlebars go through, you know your back tires will go through if you're going through a narrow area like a gate or so forth. Okay, suggestions maybe. It'd be nice to have a bag over this. I don't know about this thing, just forget it. You know, grew up riding a bike in the 60s. And you know, we didn't have handbrakes. I guess what do you call them? Plunge brakes, where you just go backwards on your pedals and you come to a stop. You know, I kind of wish this thing had plunge brakes. I would love to have both, the handbrake and the foot brake. The emergency brake on this works, but I kind of wonder about it. You wouldn't want to leave it on a hill. Like I said, the battery works fine. You got the thing, I guess, that hangs down here called the derailleur with the chain. And if I go in any place where there might be something like this or some grass, 2 or 3 times I've had my chain come undone right here. But it was real easy to put it right back on again. So something, a little stick or something would get into that derailleur. It would be nice if I had a little bit more clearance under it. I don't know why it has to be so low, but the other thing, people are always asking me, will it go in reverse? Well, it would be nice if it did, because you know it can be kind of a pain, you know, to move around, especially if you're riding it and you're rode into a tight place. You have to climb off and push the trike out because you've got no reverse. So reverse would be real nice. I don't know if it could be engineered in or not. I have no idea. Same with the derailleur. I don't know if you can get more clearance or not. Other than that, there's pretty good clearance between the ground and the motor. Just that derailleur hanging down there. Gotta watch it. Maybe another pack-like thing that could maybe sit on top of this one would be nice as far as an accessory. But as far as most of the accessories that come with the trike or these you can order, I'm not real impressed with those. But the quality of the workmanship, the sturdiness of the trike, and how well it works, man, I'm real happy with this Addmotor. Really am. You know, to be honest, I've really not spent a whole lot of time trying to figure this thing out. For some reason, the mileage, well, I've got 211 miles on here, it says. I haven't fiddled with it. Huh. And you see my battery power right there. Huh. Okay, well, I haven't spent too much time. I better learn how to use this thing. This is all the things you hit. I'm afraid if I hit a button, I'm going to screw it up. I'm not very good anymore with computers and phones and things anymore. This is the motor back in here, and then you can see that little derailleur down there, and I wish it was a little bit higher up. Like I said, I've caught some grass in it a few times. Yeah, I hate it. I hate wearing these things. That's why it drives me crazy. I'm a crazy old man. And here the seat's fully adjustable. And you can adjust, I guess you can adjust this forward and backward. I don't think you can, you know? No, you can't adjust that forward and backward, but you can raise this thing up and down. Like I said, I've been pretty happy with it so far. I'm glad I decided to use one of these instead of going directly to a wheelchair, electric chair. Hopefully, we'll see how it works for another year and how well it holds up, and most of all, how well I hold up. I don't use the front light because I don't want to go out in the dark, but it's sure kind of nice to have this backlight. It even comes on when you got the your emergency brake or your regular brake holding you here. Really nice. I like that. Yeah, as far as accessories, I think an extra battery would have been nice. And I understand to make little trailers for these things. Yeah, that could be useful too for me. You know, I don't know if it could be designed into the battery, but it would be kind of neat if you could kind of go up, down, say if you're riding around downtown or somewhere else, or on a bike trail, or on a bicycle trail on the street somewhere, and your battery's getting low. I mean, they got charging stations for cars. Why not design the battery, if you have a charging station in your neighborhood or in your area, that you could recharge your battery? You know, right now if I recharge it, you know, I think it takes 6 hours or something, but they've got these new batteries in these cars and other places that can, it's a rapid, very fast charging. That's something to think about. Well, that's about all I got to say about the Addmotor Grandtan E-Trike. I like it. I mean, it'd be great. I see now that they're starting to make some more low ground tricycle or bicycles, like a scooter, little short things, so that well, maybe I could ride one of those things. I don't know. It's something to think about. But it's not a big, tall, full-size bike. I know I can't get on one of those again. I'm lucky to walk down that trail 100 yards. Anyway, I'm glad you got a chance to take a look at the trike. I've got more video about me and the trike on my website, and I've got other video on there about exploring around Sitka, Alaska and different places. I'll continue to put it on there, and I've also got video of me telling stories of some people and things I've done in the last 70 some years. So if you get a chance, watch them. If you don't want to watch them, that's fine. Don't want to subscribe, don't worry about it. I'll never have a Patreon site. I ain't ever going to ask you for money. So, but YouTube will put commercials on these videos against my will. Anyway, thanks for watching, and have a great day.